everyone, this is Priya again. Welcome to my channel Priya Beauty Squad, and I'm gonna do today the most awaited, I would say most requested video. Everybody wants to take care of the eyebrows because I know a lot of ladies are working and then they still have calls and everything. So they want to look presentable, but then they are not habitual to do the eyebrows. When I was working on this topic, I saw a couple of other things on the web which shows really great content, but the only problem is not everybody has that much confidence. Somebody is totally beginner, like first time you're gonna touch something and do something on your face. I'm gonna cover like before, during and the after, so you won't get any side effects, you know, anything like rashes and ingrown hair growths. I'm gonna give you some tips on that. So first of all, I would recommend go very slow. You are a beginner, let's accept it, and then you don't have to put a lot of pressure on yourself that you want to make eyebrow like a professional esthetician. So let's accept it that we are new. When you make the 10th time, it's gonna be obvious more better than the first time. So I would recommend just to go slow. And then second thing I would recommend is like take minimum hairs out. As much you think is they're like really visible other than your shape, just take them out for the first time and then see how it goes. Okay, and then another third thing I would recommend, go very slow. With that I mean like you don't have to do every week, you know, you can wait for 2 to 3 weeks, let the growth come so you understand how the shape works and everything, and then you can repeat the process. So I'm going to show you multiple ways, but see where you feel comfortable. You can see the growth right now. So I can see the pretty good growth here, right? And then that's the first tip I think, because when you start first time, always start from the bottom. Technique on my one eyebrow and the another technique on my another eyebrow. Plucking and tweezing, I'll show you the difference also and which is the best way to do. You can do waxing by yourself. Of course you can do threading, but that's like very far, you know, so let's not talk about that. That's really hard to learn first. There are scale or I don't want to say razor because it won't feel much nicer, but that's not exactly the razor. It's kind of a scale that you can just use to clean up the area. Okay, so let's start with the tweezing and plucking first. Okay, so let me show you a couple of things. What you will need, you will need a brush like this. Okay, and you will need a tweezer like this, or you can take like this. They both are okay according to me, you know, I feel comfortable with both. There are some with a very pointed like the front, that I don't prefer, at least for the beginners, not at all, because you can hurt yourself. Okay, so I love this one actually, the small one. And if you see the front is like so easy to hold the hairs. What you have to do is like you can just brush your eyebrows first and try to understand your growth, your shape, where the growth is. Some people do like this. I'm not very comfortable with this because you can actually cut the extra hairs. And then another thing to take care is a lot of professionals, they cut the eyebrows, you know, they trim the eyebrows. But if you can see my eyebrows, I don't really need any kind of trimming because I don't want to unnecessarily take them out and then trim, so my eyebrows will be shorter. So I would, for beginners, I would recommend not to do the scissor thing. And then also you don't have to make the lines here and then give a square shape that looks totally unnatural, you know. So you can just see like where you have extra hairs. Mostly everybody has a growth in the bottom. So let me take this tweezer and then hold your skin very tight, because this is a very sensitive area and then loose skin. So hold it with the 3 fingers, like you can see 1, 2 and 3. Keep it tight, and then towards the direction of hair growth, you can start taking some extra hairs out, right? You can see where I'm taking the hairs out. I don't want to go too deep inside where my actual growth is, because I might take as a beginner, you might take a hair which is in your shape. So I don't want you to do that. So you can just take out the extra hairs from the bottom, you know, and it's not that tough, but the thing is just go slow. Don't put a lot of pressure on yourself that you have to do the 100% good job. It's okay to do the get by thing for first time, and then we can always improve. the biggest room for improvement. So we can do that. So now you can see the extra growth which I had. I don't have much because I just did my eyebrows 2 weeks back. So, but still whatever I had, I just took it out, and then you can see here also some of them. So it's a good idea to pluck them in the direction of the growth. So you will feel less pain. You can do in other direction also, but sometimes that can give you ingrowns hair. And then if you open the skin very well, then they will come out from the roots. So that's a good idea to do. So you can go closer and see if you feel a need of another line to be taken out. I can see here a little bit of small hairs. If you are doing first time, you are perfectly fine to leave them. Since I do it all the time, I'm comfortable to do that because they won't be very visible when you see from far. So now you can see I did not work on my shape or nothing, and then I haven't touched anything on my upper portion. If you want, you can do plucking here also, okay? And that's perfectly fine. As long as you hold your skin tight and you do it in a right way, plucking is not harmful. So if you loosen up your skin and try to do only a single small hair multiple times, that actually creates trouble. So another thing, I'm going to use the scale which I was talking about. So this is how it looks like, the scale. You can see it's not very sharp. So there's nothing to be worried about. And how I'm going to use it, like, see. So I'm going to use this scale to make my shape perfect. So very slowly, I'm going to just rub it on my skin, not very harsh, and always go towards down to your eyebrows, not like this, you can hurt yourself, and still you have to hold your skin very tight. So this way you will clean the small hairs, and then you will get the perfect shape kind of, okay? But I won't recommend you to run behind the perfection. Now you can see the small hairs on my hand. Do you see that? There is some dead skin and flakes also. So this is a very good one to remove the dead skin, Now I'm going to do this area. So same way. So my shape is mostly angular. So I'm going to keep the same shape. I'm not going to change anything in my shape at this point. As a beginner, I would really recommend you not to play with your shape. So this is like you can just go a little bit deeper towards the down. I would not recommend you to use the scale in the bottom if you are doing first time, since I do it all the time. So I'm okay to do that. But once you do a couple of times and you feel comfortable, you are okay to use it. Just be a little bit careful. In the middle of the eyebrows, this razor or scale is a great way to treat them. Ingrowns also. So you can see I'm getting a lot of flakes also out. So that's like dead skin, because I did a little bit of makeup also. So that is also coming out. So which is fine. Tell you not to force too much. Just do the get by stuff first time. If you are a beginner, you just need these kind of razors, or you will say blade, or the tweezer I showed you. You can order them online. They are easily available. They are not very expensive. I believe I got three for $5, so which is a pretty good price. And then if you're using for yourself single use, it's like they last a long. So I have a small wax heater, especially got this small one, so it's more easier for me. And this is like one-time investment for you. You don't have to get all this stuff again and again. And then I would recommend to go for the hard wax. So this is how it looks, the beads. So I'm just going to put some of the beads in it. And because you can use the another type of wax also, but the only problem is like the temperature and everything, you might mess up. And since you are doing on your face, I would really recommend to go for the hard wax, because this the temperature for this is pretty different than the other one. And then I'm going to use these kind of applicators. So they are the smaller one, like you can see they are the smaller one, not the bigger one like we do for the body wax. And then we just have to wait for it to heat up and do it after the bath. So usually we do all these kind of stuff before the bath. I would say do it after the bath, because once you do it, even if you have not plucked very well, so the pores are open. So if you do bath after that, they will open up, and then chances are you will get acne or some kind of problem you can get into. So better is like do it after the bath. So that's a safer side. And if possible, one day ahead you can do the face scrub, so that stimulate the growth. So it will be easier for you. You can take a long break then, because you will be able to get the maximum of the hairs. In between, I would recommend is like things to be careful is like hold it very tight. That's the only thing you have to take care. So when you are tweezing or plucking, you have to hold it tight and then pluck it in the direction of growth of your hair. And then in waxing, you apply in the direction of your growth, but you pluck it other side, the opposite of your growth. Okay. And then waxing is also not too big deal. It's just some people are not very comfortable. After, I would recommend is that once you do your eyebrows, I would recommend use a toner or a astringent. It will burn a little bit, but that's totally fine because it has alcohol and it will just close up the pores. The toner does, so it just reduce the pore size, and then that would be back to normal. And then use a kind of maybe aloe vera gel or a oil. Perfect thing is oil. You can use any soothing oil and then just do a little bit of massage, so that just to relax in this area, because the area around the eye is 7 times more thinner than our face skin. So this is now pretty much ready to use. You can see the consistency, and then it won't be too warm, it won't be too hot actually. It's just a warm. So you can, when you take a small applicator, just take a little bit and just do a test on your hand. So like I'm gonna do on my hand. So this is how we apply, you know, and leave a extra hair like on the end, you know, and then you can just like this, you can just put it back and just wait for 2 minutes to let it dry. You see a lot of hairs on my hands, so I'm pretty much there for my another video for how to wax your arms also. So you can feel it like this, it's pretty much dry. And then you can see, just try to open this up here and then tighten your skin and then pull it this way, so you can see, and you can see the hairs on this. So this is how it works. So we did a test, and a little bit of redness is expected because we are waxing, so that should be fine. But just go with a very small area when you are doing on your eyebrows. So let's do on the eyebrow. So I'm gonna take a little bit just to be safe side. I'm gonna try to cool it down a little bit. Hold your eyebrows very tight and apply on just the extra growth. Wherever you see the extra growth, that's where you have to apply. I would highly recommend not to go into your shape. You might lose the hairs, which should not go out, and I don't want you to be in trouble. So just feel it's dried. Hold your skin very tight. Just notice I applied in the direction of my growth, but I'm gonna pull from here. You can pull from this side also. It's just more easier for hairs to come out. So you can hold it tight and then just try to do in one shot. Now you can see the hairs on this wax. So by this way, then you can see, do you still have extra hairs? You can just take them out like this. And if you feel a need of another strip, it just take 1 or 2 strips in the bottom, and then trust me, it's not at all that painful. If you have gone through for threading, you will be pretty much okay with this. Okay, so you can apply till the end. You don't have to go on your eyelids. Mostly, not many people have hairs on the eyelids. Even if you do, you can pluck them later on, but don't try to do too much if you are a beginner. So the important thing is you being beginner here. Okay, so just same way apply, feel it if it is dry, and then you can slowly just pull it away. And then you can do like this just to take the extra hairs out. Whatever is left in your brows, you can apply any oil and it will easily come out. Okay, so you can see now the bottom of my eyebrows is pretty clean, where I can just see 1 or 2 extra hairs. If you are new, you can pluck it instead of doing again and again waxing on the area. And if you feel comfortable, you can do another strip, which is perfectly fine. It won't harm you. Okay, so this is how we can do it. And then now I would say we can do 1 strip, 2 strip on your upper area also. So now we can see it depends on the person's shape. So this is how my shape is. If you feel there is anything on your brows here, so you can just hold it and take it out like this, which is totally okay. Just try to go with your shape. And if it's okay to do in multiple parts, but not to mess up. Okay, just feel it if it is dry, and then try to hold it from this way and then pull this away. So there'll be whatever extra hairs, they will come out. Just 1 last strip. I'm going to do this area of mine. I don't like too much thinning here, so and I would recommend for you also not to go too thin, because first of all you are a beginner, and then another thing is like it doesn't look natural. So if there are some drops or anything, not to worry about them. You can just use any oil to take it out, you know. Just wait for a few seconds, hold your skin tight, and the same thing you have to do is like pull this away, and then you will see the cleanness in the area. And then if you feel you still want to clean more, for new beginners, I would say use the scale instead of doing multiple strips this way, so you are able to clean the whole thing. And even if you feel like this time I want my eyebrows to be thin or thick or any different shape, I would say maybe this is not the right time to try new things. So this is how it looks like. So I'm gonna do the after steps. I have a cotton bud here, and then I'm using this rose water as an astringent kind of toner, and then I'm gonna use this on my brows just to soothe the areas. I kind of like this burning sensation, but everybody is different. So if you don't like it, but still okay, I would still say just use it so that your pores get closed. And then I'm going to use something like this. Any kind of oil you can use. This is a eucalyptus oil. I'll just take few drops, just rub it, and just try to soothe the area. You know, so that way it just relax on it back. If I want, I can go more. You can still see the small hairs. I can go more and do more plucking. But if you are comfortable, you can do that. Go too deep. Just do the basic where you look presentable, and you can always, like I said, once you do 10th time, it's gonna be a lot better than the first time. So I think this information will help you. If you have any further questions, just comment me below so that I can answer and I can understand how we can do much better. And you can buy the bee wax, hard wax from Sally or any other source online. They are available. Start with plucking, and the other thing is good. So I think that much for today. If you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe my channel and let me know what all topics I can cover for you. Thank you for letting me know that you all are looking for this topic, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.